Alright, here's my poorly made table of contents for y'all. These are the things I'm going to be talking about in this video, so yeah, if you haven't been able to read this in the 10 seconds that this video's been playing, I guess pause it to read it, I don't know. Alright, now on with the, yeah. Okay, I'm going to be talking about something that I haven't seen a lot of online. Actually, I'm going to be talking about a couple things. The first thing is the Litecoin halvings, and yeah, the last Litecoin halving was last year, and before the halving happened, Litecoin seemed to have gone into a run up to, what was it, like $111, and then, like, immediately after the halving, it kicked into bear mode and just went straight down. Well, not straight down, but like a basic bear market, I guess. I don't fucking know. So, first off, people were wanting to use Litecoin's halving to kind of predict what Bitcoin would do with its halving. And my personal opinion, you can't really compare the two because they're two different assets. I mean, they're both cryptocurrencies, and yes, of course, they both have halvings. But look at 2015, for example. Actually, let's go a little bit further back. 2014, November of 2014, December of 2014, January 2000, or wait, no, that was November of 2013. My bad. Anyways, Litecoin went all the way up to $70, damn near, and then dropped back down. We get to the halving in 2015, which I think was in August. There was a little bit of a front run, and then another small bear market, and as the halving happened, fast forward, not much of a price surge. I mean, you know, I guess in a percentage-wise, that would be like maybe 500%, but still, that's nothing compared to what Bitcoin's halving has done to Bitcoin. And fast forward, we had another little run up and then back down. Continue on. Now we get to 2017. Litecoin starts to take off, but you cannot necessarily blame that on Litecoin's halving, because that's also the same time Bitcoin started to go a little bit parabolic. I mean, 2017 was the year that Bitcoin ran all the way up to 20K, and of course, altcoin season. Litecoin is an altcoin, so this is not related to the halving. So let's fast forward to what, 2019? Yeah, this. Alright. The halving of 2019 was in, I forget what it was now. It was somewhere around here. Anyways, Litecoin had a run up, and then it went back down, and there was really no actual increase in value. I mean, Litecoin did the same thing it did the last time. People front run the halving, expecting Litecoin to possibly moon, and then when the halving happened, it didn't. I don't know why they were expecting it to moon immediately, anyways, but it crashed. Okay, so let's leave Litecoin's 2015 halving out of the equation, and let's use Bitcoin's halving. People were trying to compare Litecoin to Bitcoin as far as the halving goes, yet they missed the most important part. When Bitcoin's halvings happened, Bitcoin didn't skyrocket for another year and a half after the halving. So what happened here? I'll tell you. No patience. Nobody had any patience. I don't even know if I spelled that right, but I don't fucking care. That's what happened here. People front run the halving, and then the price started to crash, and people just sold, and they gave up on it. That was it. If you wanted to compare this halving to Bitcoin's halving, you would still have a position in Litecoin waiting for the actual price jump that would happen a year and a half later, if you were trying to compare this to Bitcoin. So this is why you always hear people telling you to do your research. I don't think anybody really did their research on this one, or the ones who did, the ones who were, I mean, I guarantee you there were a few people in this market that were expecting Litecoin to actually, that were thinking that of the possibility of Litecoin potentially skyrocketing further down the road, and so they bought in, and they may have even held their positions. I don't know, who knows. I mean, Litecoin's currently at $60 right now, and with a low of what was it, like $39, $38 in 2019. Yeah. So some people may have thought that out, and they may even still have positions in here, but the majority, it looks like, we're expecting something to happen immediately. So yeah, that's all I really have to say on Litecoin. The lesson here is to just do your research, and if you're coming into these markets, if you're going into Bitcoin and waiting for its halving to play out, you should still be waiting, and you should still be dollar cost averaging or whatever you plan to do, because Bitcoin has a long way to go before it goes to decide to go parabolic. And this is, I mean, of course, this isn't 100%. It's like any other asset. It could. It's the market. There is never a 100% chance anything will happen. I mean, markets could all crash to zero for all you know, or they can just go parabolic the next day. But previous data on Bitcoin shows that a year to a year and a half after the halving, it will pay off. And that's why, personally, I have a position in it. So, on to the next subject. Alright, first off, oh, I forgot, yeah, I am not a financial advisor. Don't listen to me, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now, the Bitcoin forks. Actually, you know what? I never actually had a chance to show this chart in better quality. You've all, if you watched my previous video on the Bitcoin halvings prediction, you've seen this chart. I mean, but you saw me recording it through the fucking phone's camera. So here, I'll let you guys get a better look at this. The prediction is basically based on the logarithmic channel here, and what it's saying is that the cycles are getting, this is the theory that the cycles may be getting longer, and that Bitcoin may potentially peak within around the year beginning to middle, maybe even to end 2022. But it could peak sooner, it could peak later than that, who knows. But I put a price range up here of anywhere between $120,000 to $320,000, and even though there's a more conservative than the other prediction chart that I have, which was between 120 and 1 million. Actually, you know what? I have to say something on that. The $1 million prediction that was on that chart, that was made by John McAfee. John McAfee backed out of that prediction, so if you see this video before you see my other prediction video, ignore the $1 million prediction. Just, I mean, unless you still believe it could happen, I don't know. I mean, that's a bit much. I don't think Bitcoin will actually make it up there. I just threw it in there just because it was a prediction made by somebody, because that's what that range was based on, the predictions that I have heard from other analysts, and I kind of just put them in a range. The highest, I think, the highest for that chart, if I would say, would be around 400,000. It wouldn't go any higher than 400,000, but of course, it's not 100%, like I've said before. Alright. Yeah, so 120,000 to 310,000 is the possibility according to this prediction. So, yeah, alright. Now, on to the next thing, which is the Bitcoin forks. Alright, this part of the video is going to be more speculative than anything. And it's, I don't know if I can really say it's going to be informative. It's more or less, I am looking for information on this. I've been researching online about this for a while now, and I can't really find anything, because it's in reference to the Bitcoin forks and their halvings. I mean, in case you haven't researched this yet, the Bitcoin forks, they actually have their own halvings, like Bitcoin Cash here, Bitcoin SV. Yeah, this is Bitcoin Cash right here. This is Bitcoin SV. They have their own halvings coming up at around the same time that Bitcoin itself has its halving. They're not going to be on the exact day, of course, but they will be in May, I think, in either May or April. So this is where my question comes in. Do you think this is to any analyst that may come across this video and see it? And my question is, actually, there's going to be a couple questions. The first question is, do you think that these Bitcoin forks halvings will have an impact on these forks as similar to what the original Bitcoin's halving has done to Bitcoin? Do you think that they can have that kind of effect? And if so, I don't know where I'm going with that, but the next question would be, if the Bitcoin forks halvings have an effect like Bitcoin's halving has on Bitcoin, will altcoin season amplify that effect? Because when Bitcoin, the last Bitcoin run resulted in Bitcoin going up to 20K here, but it also, yeah, I drew that horribly. That's supposed to say 20K, but this run resulted in altcoin season, and all the altcoins made runs with percentage gains much higher than what Bitcoin has produced. Now, in the next run here, of course, if Bitcoin starts another parabolic phase, will likely result in another altcoin season. Now, will that altcoin season amplify the effect of the Bitcoin fork halvings? And will it amplify that and cause their prices to skyrocket to heights that far outreach anything that they have done before, I guess? I don't know. I'm basically just trying to ask if the halving effects are going to get amplified by altcoin season. If the halvings have an effect at all. If they have an effect, will they be amplified by altcoin season? If you have an answer to this, I mean, this is all speculation because there's really no way to actually tell if they will or not. But do you think that could happen? I guess is where I'm trying to get at with that. If so, or if not, leave a comment down below and let me know. So, on that note, that is all I have for you guys, and I will see you all next time. You know, before I go, I want to add to the Litecoin thing. When I said, back in that part where I said there was no actual increase in value, I meant from this point to this point. There was really no increase in value because, yeah, I just wanted to clear that up, just if anybody decides to go pointing that out, that's what I meant. Alright, now, yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I will see you all next time.